investigation on it based on your conversations with the FBI?
Yes, yes.
So you believe that there is an open criminal investigation by the FBI on the Clinton Foundation out of what field office?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
So you believe out of Little Rock, Arkansas, there's an open criminal investigation into the Clinton Foundation going based on information that you've submitted to the FBI?
The agent informed me as to how very, very, very grateful he was for our documents and the case fashion in which we presented it.
All right, so that is incredibly important. If you're telling me there's an open criminal investigation, maybe that makes sense why Mr. Huber was not here. Because if he couldn't comment on an ongoing investigation.
How's it going, friends? It is the 14th of December, and on today's podcast, we will be talking about the plan, a great breakdown of what QAnon's plan actually is. That was I was found out on 8chan. Also, we're going to be talking about these whistleblowers in the Clinton Foundation. They're going down, guys. They're going down like a ton of bricks, and it's going to have to do a lot with tax evasion, being under a different code than they were supposed to be under. Saying that it was a foundation, like a charitable foundation to a certain extent, and they're not even under that type of guideline. A lot of stuff is going on. There's a great video I am going to show you at the end of this video. It's from Tom Fenton of Judicial Watch, and he breaks it all down. It's probably the best summarizing I've seen in a while. Just a great video. So I'm gonna leave it on to the end of this video. But before we hop into anything furthermore, would you please go ahead and click that blue bell, so when I post, you'll get the notification and you'll be the first to know. Also, please follow me on Twitter at True Reporting, and don't forget to leave a like. The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to more people, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is True Reporting. In front of me, this was on 8chan. It's a really good breakdown of what the objectives are throughout this QAnon plan, this plan for humanity. And it says here, Objective 1, stop the human trafficking. This goal has been underway full speed since day one, with deadly efficiency, no mercy, and special forces under the radar and below the public news cycle. Absolutely, they've got to stay out of that public news cycle. Objective 2, weaponize military intel against them. This plan has been underway since Inauguration Day. Trump visited CIA headquarters on his first full day in office. Obama's secret pardons require post-2016 crimes. Objective number 3, remove rogue nukes in communications. Think North Korea mountain collapse 2017. Think Iran, Syria, Ukraine, Venezuela, Pakistan. Think subs, missiles, CERN, EMP, and satellite communications. Objective number 4, secure the Senate and Supreme Court. This is what we just did. McCain, Flake, Corker equal no real GOP majority. Kennedy and Roberts equal no real conservative court. Senate and Supreme Court solved with real majority. 11-18. And then we see here, objective number 5, form a trusted global alliance. Think fall of Saudi Arabia in 2017. Think President Xi, Abiy, Moon, and Kim in November 2017. Think Putin, Brazil, Italy, Mexico, etc. 2018. Objective number 6, strengthen the U.S. military, economy, military completely funded through all of 2019. Tax cuts and low interest puts normies at ease. Caravans, gangs, Antifa, pretext for martial law. Number 7, we see here, expose the media giants. I like that. We need to do it. Think advent of QAnon and Trump's Twitter. Showcase media hypocrisy day after day. Showcase social media censorship daily. Objective 8, voter fraud and voter ID. Let them repeat crimes in 2018 midterms, build ironclad cases with obvious verified fraud, use fraud evidence as a pretext for 2020 voter ID. And you know, we got all those the Q&A questions from QAnon telling us that that 2020 and furthermore is safeguarded, which is good to know. Objective 9, control financial system. Get rid of the Fed. Force Queen, Macron, May, Merkel to submit. Force Alliance to hand over SWIFT encryption keys. Force the Fed restructure and pardon all intra-governed debt. Yeah, you got to get rid of all the debt. And even the Fed restructure, no restructuring. Just get rid of it. You know. Objective number 10, remove and arrest Kabbalists. Pick off 1 or 2 of the old guard each month with deaths. Pick off 100 to 200 CEOs each month with Me Too, so sexual harassment, rape, that sort of thing. Pick off 10,000 to 20,000 suddenly when the storm is upon us. So, a good breakdown. I wanted to share that with you. And next, the big news that's been going on is definitely the Clinton Foundation. We'll go over a little bit of this, and then I'll leave you with the video of Tom Fitton with Judicial Watch. Very good video, and it will bring you up to pace. Number 1, bombshell takeaways from Doyle and Moynihan on Clinton Foundation. There is an open investigation or open and ongoing investigation in Little Rock. That's what you saw in the intro. Big news. Huber wasn't there because I believe, and most people are saying, a lot of YouTubers are saying, that he's going after the sex trafficking. He's going after the child abduction cases and these sort of things, all tied to the Clinton Foundation. It's going to be tied. This is going to go all the way to the Vatican. I believe that it can go definitely that far. This is going to encompass so much evil, and it's going to eradicate it. I'm telling you, we need to put positive thoughts out there and stay praying about this, guys, because this is huge. 2018 is going to be glorious. I can feel it. This is why Huber wasn't there. Plane loads of documents on a 757 in Little Rock came out of Clinton Foundation. Clinton cartel locked them up. So, yeah, Huber is not allowed to mess around with an open investigation into the Clinton Foundation. So I believe it's ongoing, but he's on another subject of the matter with sex trafficking and all of that grossness. Sarah A. Carter says explosive. The whistleblowers on Clinton Foundation, highly credible, the best part, non-partisan investigators who conducted the investigation with their own funds revealed the Clinton Foundation operated as an agent of foreign governments and should have registered under FARA. More to come. They are so screwed. This is a way for us to just get in there, get some investigators furthermore in there, and get this trial underway. According to the whistleblowers in Mr. Meadows, the IRS refused to investigate their claims, and the whistleblowers had to file an appeal. Huber refused to call back after being contacted by the whistleblowers 4 times, and also started investigating recently because he knew the whistleblowers were going to be called to Congress. Number 3, the FBI and DOJ special counsel had to call the whistleblowers because they couldn't find documents sent to them twice. Insert suspicious someone at the FBI deleted or concealed the data the whistleblowers sent previously. So, yeah, people, you know how corrupt the FBI is. Whistleblowers send in their information on what they've seen, what they've encountered, and the FBI, this person says, could have deleted it. Horowitz, number 4, never returned feedback on the whistleblower appeals to investigate. So, a lot of stuff trying to hold back these whistleblowers because it is so damning, right? This is from Anonymous. Number 1, consider this anon to your questions. So it says here, DOJ told the IRS to wait because criminal investigation was already ongoing. Huber did not really need their evidence. Plus, by refusing to contact whistleblowers and let them testify, evidence is the pure larger shock factor. FBI and DOJ are not required to comment on ongoing investigations. ongoing investigation. All the answers are obvious after watching the testimonies yesterday. Huber was not needed, as Meadows said. Ongoing investigation. Yeah, Mark Meadows was the gentleman that was interviewing the two whistleblowers. And, yeah, there's no need for him to be there. So, we can read this real quick. This is from the 12th. This is a Q post. An anonymous said, so is Huber a head fake? If so, brilliant, Q. Q responds, false. Uber will bring severe pain to D.C. Sessions forced release of name Huber to House created another variable. Use logic. Why would we tell you the plan if in doing so it alerts those who are actively engaged in hunting? You are witnessing firsthand the demise of those in power, the old guard, the new guard. Remember, I said that yesterday on the live chat. I believe this is just another family, the Trump family, that is taking over the old guard, the Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas, these families that are all tied to each other. All these presidents are tied to each other through the same bloodline. This is the good coming in, everybody. This is getting rid of the bad side of this family, of this bloodline, getting rid of it. Out with the old guard, in with the new. Get rid of, abolish the Federal Reserve, push humanity forward. Those who push simply have no grasp on reality. Those who push simply do not understand warfare tactics. Emotions could cloud judgment. Emotions cloud logic. You have more than you know. Securing the Senate means everything. Securing the Supreme Court means everything. Avoided Z. We, the people, enough is enough. Together we win. Do you think all these attacks on Q, we, the people, is simply for a person on the internet who they label as a conspiracy? Think for yourself. Trust yourself. Research for yourself. Be in control of yourself. Never let someone else drive you. Those try to drive you are not your friend. Q, absolutely. All they're doing is hurting sheep and trying to keep them out of what is most important. So guys, with that being said, I wanted to leave you, I definitely wanted to leave you with this Tom Fitton video, basically breaking down everything. He's on Judicial Watch. Please follow him. Very smart gentleman. If you send it to him, share this. I'm not trying to take any credit of this. This is all his, and he says it better than I do. So I want you to check out this video, guys, and please subscribe to my channel. If you found this informative and you enjoyed it, I know it was a quick one, but a lot of information is coming out, so we got to stay in front of it, right ahead of it. Please follow me on Twitter at True Reporting, and don't forget to leave a like on this video. You can also donate to my channel by going to my PayPal and or my Patreon in the description box below, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Expect a live stream tonight, call-in show. If you're not familiar with this channel, we do call-in shows and we talk for a couple hours a day. So anyways, guys, I will talk to you soon. I hope you have a wonderful day, and it's the weekend, so get pumped up. The Clintons are going down. We'll see you later. Bye.
Up, though, is the big news about Hillary Clinton and the federal court ruling this week that she has to answer more questions on her email practices. Now, Judicial Watch has taken the lead in uncovering the Clinton email scandal. In fact, it was our litigation, our Freedom of Information Act litigation, that led to the disclosure that Hillary Clinton had this email system that she was using to hide emails from you, the American people, and from Congress and from investigators. And as a result of that misconduct, the Freedom of Information Act that Judicial Watch uses to investigate her State Department and other agencies was thwarted. And the courts were misled, it looks like, by the State Department in suggesting they had looked everywhere they needed to look in terms of responding to our FOIA requests. They never told us about these Clinton emails that they weren't looking at, and courts were upset at that. And one of those courts, Judge Emmett Sullivan, who is a U.S. District Court judge, a federal judge here in the District of Columbia, granted Judicial Watch discovery in one of its affected Freedom of Information Act cases. We deposed Cheryl Mills, top aide to Hillary Clinton. We deposed Yuma Abedin, another top aide to Hillary Clinton, who also had a secret email account on the system that was used for government government business, and other top State Department officials from the Clinton-era State Department. And that was discovery that Judicial Watch took. The FBI did their sham investigation. We did a real investigation. In fact, the FBI incredibly was using Judicial Watch Freedom of Information Act documents to question witnesses in its alleged investigation of Hillary Clinton's email practices. So, one of the things we were allowed to do by Judge Sullivan was to ask Hillary Clinton written questions under oath, meaning they're called interrogatories, so that she needed to respond to them under oath. And I think there were 24, 25 questions, and she said, I do not recall many, many times in response to our questions, but there are 3 questions that she refused to answer, objecting to them, and refusing to answer. So we had to go back to the court with what is called a motion to compel her answers to these questions. We had other issues as well, because the video of the depositions of these aides, as I said, were taken by Judicial Watch attorneys. Now there's a court reporter there that transcribes them, so there's a written record, but there was also a video reporter there, so there's a video of those depositions. And I was able, as president of Judicial Watch, to attend, I think, almost all of them. But the video isn't available because the deponents, Cheryl Mills notably and Huma Abedin, came in and said they shouldn't be released publicly. And the court initially sealed these video depositions back in 2016. And so that was an issue, because we went back and said, look, the election's over. There's really no good reason to have these videos secret. And on top of that, there was a State Department employee, John Bentel, who was a top IT guy for the Secretary's office. And we wanted to question him. Well, he took the Fifth Amendment in our deposition, so we sought to compel answers. We thought he couldn't credibly take advantage of the Fifth Amendment protections not to answer our questions because there was no credible fear of prosecution. So all of that was pending before Judge Sullivan. So we had finally a big hearing on it this past week, and I attended as president of Judicial Watch. I'm the client. I was representing the corporation. And Michael Bekesha, who you may have seen on other Judicial Watch reports here on video, was our attorney in the courtroom representing Judicial Watch. Now, on the other side were 8 attorneys for the other parties. You had 2 Justice Department attorneys. You had David Kendall, and an associate representing Hillary Clinton. I think you had 2 attorneys representing Mr. Bentel. You had an attorney representing Huma Abedin, attorney representing Cheryl Mills. So a lot of lawyers arrayed against little old Judicial Watch in this court hearing. So the court heard argument for about an hour and a half on all of these issues. And he ultimately ruled that the video depositions could not be released because he thought that they could cause embarrassment and harm to the deponents. We just didn't buy that, but the court ruled as he did. He also ruled, interestingly, that Mr. Bentel didn't have to testify because the Fifth Amendment concerns he had were credible, in the sense that there was a credible fear of prosecution, because the court looked at the record. This is something that's worth noting, and found that Mr. Bentel may have lied to Congress. And the prosecution for lying to Congress, perjury, could possibly still take place because the statute of limitations is 5 years. So I think the the testimony took place in 2016, and I don't think the statute of limitations would run to 2021. So don't let anyone tell you that the statute of limitations, at least as it relates to perjury, has run on the Clinton email scandal. So the long and short of that is we can't get to question him any further on these issues. But the big news is we were successful on this key issue, which is getting Hillary Clinton to have to answer questions she otherwise objected to. And 2 of the questions we won on, a third we didn't win on. I don't need to get into the details as to why we didn't win on the third one. I disagree with the judge there. But on the 2 we won on, they include information about why, and I'll read the questions specifically to you because it's worth reading. Because these are not unimportant questions. These questions go to the heart of the Clinton email scheme. Mrs. Clinton, over her objections and the objections of the Justice Department and the State Department, yes, we were in court this week fighting not only Hillary Clinton, but the Justice Department lawyers representing the State Department. who were on her side on this very issue I'm talking about, not only on the secrecy of the videos. They were on the side of Yuma Abedin and Cheryl Mills and State Department officials who they didn't want more information out about how they conducted themselves with the Hillary Clinton scheme. But also they were trying to protect Hillary Clinton from having to answer some of these questions, and specifically this question. Describe the creation of the ClintonEmail.com system, including who decided to create the system, the date it was decided to create the system, why it was created, who set it up, and when it became operational. So a lot of questions all up in that one interrogatory, and an important question that the American people deserve a straight answer to. And now Mrs. Clinton has 30 days to respond in writing under oath to this question. The second question is, during your October 22nd, 2015 appearance before the U.S. House of Representatives Select Committee on Benghazi, you testified that 90 to 95% of your emails were in the state system. And if they wanted to see them, they would certainly have been able to do so. Identify the basis for this statement, including all facts which you relied on supported the statement, how and when you became aware of these facts, and if you were made aware of these facts by or through another person, identify the person who made you aware of these facts. She didn't want to answer this question. There was an attorney-client privilege assertion, and the judge found that was not sufficient. She needed to answer the question, and if she could provide information outside the scope of any attorney-client privilege, she needed to. Now, what's important about that is Mrs. Clinton had put forward, I think, the misleading information that the State Department had all of her emails. Even though she took them all, any that were missing or needed to be found were there in her system. Well, we had a deponent, someone testified from the State Department, who said that was misleading because it would have been nearly impossible to gather up all those emails from the State Department systems. And of course, secondly, she deleted half of the emails she improperly alienated, that's the language of the law, or stole from the State Department. So 33,000 were deleted. Now, Judicial Watch has uncovered through our investigations that the FBI was only able to recover or otherwise find 5,000 of those 30,000 plus emails. So there are 25,000 at least missing emails as a result of Mrs. Clinton and her lawyers deleting them. So when she's telling Congress to roll in the State Department system, don't you believe it? And that's why we asked the question. And that's why we're going to get an answer thanks to Judge Sullivan compelling Mrs. Clinton to provide more information. So isn't it remarkable that it's little old Judicial Watch who's in court getting successfully Hillary Clinton to answer questions under oath, basic questions under oath, about what she was doing with her email system, why she created it, who was responsible for its creation.